Hello all, I am Mahadev Swamiyar, Assistant Professor of English, GFGC, Kabballi, Gundlupete Taluk. So in this session, number 2, we shall discuss Introduction to the play, that is The Lion and the Jewel, written by Ole Soyinka. So this play is prescribed for the 6th semester optional English for BA students of University of Mysore. So in the last class, we discussed about the life and achievements of Ole Soyinka. In this session, we shall discuss about introduction to the play Lion and the Jewel. The Lion and the Jewel introduction. The play The Lion and the Jewel is one of the first plays of Soyinka to be performed in Africa. Actually, it was performed in 1959. In those days, this play is a major play to be performed in Africa. It was performed at the Ibadan Arts Theatre in 1959, where it was warmly received. Later, it was published in written form in 1962. Ibadan Arts Theatre. This is the college where Soyinka got his education. So, in that arts theatre, this play was performed in 1959, but later it's published in written form in 1962. 2 years later, Nigeria, after 2 years of Nigerian independence. The Lion and the Jewel was the first major play to draw on traditional Yoruba poetry, music, and dance to tell a Nigerian story in English. This play is very important from the point of view of the new traditional Yoruba poetry, which is brought on to the world theater. Okay, and for the first time, Yoruba poetry and their music, their instruments, and their dance, okay, to describe the Nigerian life and their tradition in English. Because this play is written in English, but the Nigerian theater's style, that may be music and dance and other things brought, but the story, the language of the play is English. So this is very important, okay, from the point of view of the Nigerian theater. And the play enabled Nigerian drama to become part of world theater. So until the performance of The Lion and the Jewel, no major play of Nigeria was not performed. So because of that reason, the enactment of the Lion and the Jewel play really brought the Nigerian drama to the world theater. And the play, The Lion and the Jewel, it displays a fusion of theoretical styles. That means from the Yoruban tradition to simple storytelling to English language influences. Okay, it also contains many of the elements which can traditionally be found in Nigerian theatre. Example, drumming, singing, dancing, and physical storytelling. So this is actually a fusion, okay, of both theatres. The Lion and the Jewel play was produced for the first time at the Royal Court Theatre in 1966, 7 years after its premiere in Ibadan in Nigeria. So outside Nigeria, that is in England, okay, or London, it was first performed in 1966, okay, nearly 7 years after its first performance in Ibadan in Nigeria. So that means the play Lion and the Jewel was also getting worldwide attention during that time. The play set in a small remote village, Ilugile. So this the setting of this play, the place of this play is a remote village, Ilugile. The Lion and the Jewel is divided into three sections: morning, noon, and night, named after the time of the day. So it's rather unusual division, Usually we can see that the plays used to be divided into action scenes. So unlike popular division, in this play we can see that sections has its names. Sections have their names, and they are named after the time of the day, that is morning, noon and night. The play is successful representation of the living significance of Yoruba heritage and culture. Throughout the play, we can see that the uh, influence of Yoruba heritage and culture. We can see their customs and traditions, and the importance of those things for the society of Nigeria. So, political, social, and cultural and historical background to the play. Nigeria was a British colony since 1951, when it was granted self-rule, but independence was not declared until 1960, and it became a republic in 1963. Just like India, Nigeria was also British colony till 1951, but it was granted only self-rule. After 9 years of its self-rule, it was declared independent in 1960. But later, 3 years after, it became republic. But unfortunately, even uh, this country, Nigeria, got independence, we can see social unrest and political and civil strife in that country. Even after the independence, Nigeria experienced long periods of civil strife. A series of government changes throughout the following 20 years, including two military coups, meant continuing political chaos in Nigeria. So, as I already told you, even it got independence, uh, the changes of frequent changes in the governments. Okay, and since no political stability in the country, we can't see any development in the country, and also it creates confusion and problems for the citizens of the country. And this is the time Soyinka start speaking for the peace, and was jailed for the duration of the conflict. Okay, he was nearly there in jail for 2 years. Okay, he was not released until after the ceasefire had been declared following the defeat of the Biafrans on January 15th, 1970. After the death of General Abhaka in 1998, civilian rule restored and continues today. The General Abhaka, who actually pronounced death sentence for Ole Soyinka for his he claims that he supported some other group. Okay, he fortunately died in 1998. So after his death, we can see some peace and political stability in the country, Nigeria. And we can see all the political unrest and political strife and problems in the place of uh, Ole Soyinka, especially in the Lion and the Jewel. Yoruba culture. The ethnic variety in Nigeria is enormous. So we can see some 250 to 400 distinct ethnic groups in Nigeria, with almost 400 different language groupings. So this is the diversity of Nigeria we can see. So among them, Yoruba is the biggest, one of the biggest tribes of Nigeria. But however, the official language is English in Nigeria. Okay, and many university educated families speak English in their home. This coexistence of language and practices belonging to distinctly different culture is one of the Nigeria's unique characteristics. So, due to the influence of colonialism, we can see English became the official language of Nigeria, and we can see the conflict between these two distinct cultures. Yoruba was originally Hausa, named for the Oyo kingdom, meaning the people of the state Oyo. So Yoruba, the word Yoruba is more recent origin than the concept. because it was originally the Hausa name for the Oyo kingdom, meaning the people of the state of Oyo, and was given a wider use by missionaries only in the 1940s. So missionary people, they have given this name for the people of the state of Oyo. Yoruba are not strictly single ethnic group, but are formed from various individual cultures within a general Yoruba concept. So we can see the Yoruba is not particularly a one group, okay, but it's formed from different individual cultures within the huge Yoruba concept. Yoruba culture continued. Yoruba culture is communal, means where the good of the community is traditionally more important than the good of the individual, right? Polygyny was common in their culture. Economic and social prestige can be displayed through acquiring multiple wives. Unlike British culture or colonial culture, so polygyny, that is having more than one wife, is very common in this culture. And uh, because of this reason, that is they use this the having multiple wives to show their economic and social prestige. Because of this reason, kings, chiefs, and other wealthy personages may take many wives to boast their wealth, virility, and power. Soinka is from Yoruba tribe. The strong traditions and styles of Yoruban theatre are very evident in The Lion and the Jewel. Basically, Soinka is also from Yoruba community, that is tribe, and in his major play, that is The Lion and the Jewel, we can see the complete setting is Yoruban culture, and the two important characters, that is Sidi and Baroka. So these are from the Yoruba community, and we can also observe the music, the dance of Yoruban tribe in this play. So before we start reading The Lion and the Jewel, so it's very important to know about Nigerian theatre. In earlier days, during Egungun, one of the major festivals of Yoruba, a masquerade performed annually. So it's long ago, that means before 13th or 14th century. Uh, in major during the major festivals, that is actually Egungun, it's a festival of Yoruba. So in those times they used to perform a masquerade. Okay, they used to perform it to establish a link between the living and the dead, and it's a sacred ritual in which costumed and masked members of the cult gather to extract the evil from a community, and its popularity continues to grow. So these kinds of masquerades are the beginning theatrical concepts of Nigerian theatre. So based on Egungun, a new form of theatre called Alarinjo developed in the 14th century. So based on these masquerades, so they developed a new theater called Alarinjo. Okay, so in these types of theater, the masked actors would perform at the court of the Yoruba kingdom, and actors, musicians, and mask makers were organized into guilds to ensure that the secret skills of each profession were not passed on to the others. After this, the Yoruba opera was first developed in the mid 20th century by Hubert Agunde. So after all these things, Yoruba opera was developed by Hubert Ogunde, and his traveling theatre companies were incredibly popular throughout the later half of the 20th century. Okay, and during those times we can see some 120 touring companies by 1981. So that is the popularity of this traveling theaters. English language plays English language plays have also played a strong part in creating contemporary Nigerian theatre. So as English language as official language of Nigeria and also the influence of colonial people. So many people used to talk in English and they started reading the English language plays. Unfortunately, after Second World War, BBC started broadcasting in Nigeria and their radio dramas, which become very popular. And the English language playwriting, which was really began to flourish in the 1960s, led by Ole Soyinka. Uh, in 1960s, with the leadership of Ole Soyinka, we can see a number of writers started writing the plays in English, okay, to tell the story of Nigeria, and it clearly shows the influence from both these traditions and reflects much of the tension between indigenous and colonial traditions. Okay, so we can see the fusion of both Yoruban culture and also from English play patterns. So now we came to the form and setting of the play. So the title, it has been used by the playwright to reflect and symbolize the contents of the play. It is symbolic in which the lion Baroka fights to win the love of Jewel, that is Siddhi. Especially here in this play, Ole Soyinka has given the title The Lion and the Jewel. So the lion is Baroka, who is going to fight to win the love of Jewel Siddhi. The setting, the play is set in the Yoruba village of Ilujil in Nigeria. So it's a small remote village. So that is the setting of this play. The plot, the organization and the structure of the play deviate from usual division of plays. The play has been divided into three sections. Each section has its name and it illustrates the events in a single day. So entire play illustrates the events in a single day. And as I already told you in the earlier of this session, the play is divided into three sections. Okay, now not in acts and scenes, and they have particular names, that is morning, noon and night, and these three sections shows the events of that particular day. So this is all about the introduction to the play The Lion and the Jewel. So in this session we discussed the importance of the play The Lion and the Jewel and its performance, the influence of or the social, economic, and cultural background to this play, and the Nigerian theatre, and also the form and setting of the play. So, in the next class, we shall directly start the play The Lion and the Jewel. Thank you.